This is KHQA Sports.
And tip top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final as we kick off what is truly an amazing sports weekend. All kinds of goodness coming your way tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday now, including some really exciting, interesting college soccer. Will has all of that for you in a minute. But our first order of business tonight is desperately trying to keep the high school football season alive over the next 48 hours. No small matter given the quality of matchups our local squads face in both their district championships in Missouri tonight and in second round Illinois IHSA playoff action coming up tomorrow. But we were at least, in fact, guaranteed one representative in the next weekend thanks to the Palmyra Bowling Green coupling in Class 2 District 6. It's a rematch, actually round 3 between these two teams. Last year, Palmyra won the district. This year in the regular season in OT, Palmyra won the regular season game. That all didn't sit well with Bowling Green, and their defense tried to make a statement early on this one. First Palmyra drive ended by Dalton Pafford's tackle for loss. Then more from this guy, Jackson Ringhausen, playing against his stepbrother, Miles Kite. More on Miles in a second. And then that powerful running game for Bowling Green flashed a bit of brilliance. This guy averaging 15 yards a carry and a touchdown every 3 carries. That, my friends, is Adam Holt, which would set up this. Jake Niemeyer in for the quarterback sneak, 6-0 Bowling Green. And from that point forward, all Palmyra all the time. Ben Cheffy to the air, hooking up with the aforementioned Miles Kite. And as soon as Palmyra went spread and 4 and 5 wide, this thing was just incredible. Cheffy is really becoming a great quarterback. Hooks up with Kite here, and 38 yards later, he's in for the game-tying score. Look at the move, and that has to feel real good with your stepbrother on the field against you. More to come from Miles Kite, 2-point conversion, jet sweep goodness to the nth degree. Great pickup, untouched into the end zone to make it an 8-6 lead at that point. I showed you the offense. Palmyra's defense just absolutely beastly in this game tonight. Everybody into the act, including Will Obert and company, just doing some wonderful, wonderful work. Then more from the jet sweep. Skylar Klein was in the hospital earlier this week with what we thought was walking pneumonia. Didn't even know if he'd play. What a great move. With nothing there, makes something out of nothing. That something is a touchdown, extends the lead. Then more to come for you right here. Logan Scholl on the keeper on the 2-point conversion. Good. At that point, 16-6 in favor of Palmyra. I mentioned that defense again. Wow, what an effort tonight by that fella. Big 75. Matt Frankenbach having an all-state kind of night tonight. He was everywhere, as was Kenny Huddleston. I'll tell you what, that defensive line for Palmyra, ever since Monroe City, kind of had a little something stuck in their craw. They have come amazingly to life. They played fantastically tonight, and because of that, Palmyra is a district champion for the second time in as many years, winning tonight by the final count in this one of 30-6. Congratulations to the Panthers. We do not yet know their next opponent because the other side of the bracket will be played tomorrow. That will be a pairing of two very good teams, Herman versus Lutheran North, taking place at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Depending upon who wins will depend whether Palmyra hosts or goes on the road. We'll have all those details for you coming up on the big sports final show. Actually, that's called Overtime tomorrow. Let's do some Class 1 District 5 action in this one. South Shelby taking on undefeated Milan. All South Shelby all the time. Brett Threckle going to set it down early, hooking up with Austin Durbin. 52 yards to the end zone. It's 7-0. South Shelby absolutely just beastly tonight on defense, shutting down Milan's offense. Hi, Josh Ridgely. Nice play, brutal sack at the other end. Oh yeah, it's not fun unless you have Trace Windsor highlights, and we do. Trace gets the ball right here, doing Trace Windsor type things right into your living room to make it 13-0. You might want to just break it up now. That kid may well be the player of the year in a landslide at this point. More to come. Brett Threckle. Wow, he's going to set up another South Shelby scoring drive, this time on a third possession with great positioning and great running right here. Then Threckle will seal the deal of his own accord with a touchdown pass into the flat to Josh Ridgely, who could not be any more wide open. Scampers into the end zone to make it 20-0. On the ensuing kickoff, more badness for poor Milan. John Dabney's team just absolutely punched in the throat tonight. Raul Palacios right here gets stripped on the ensuing kickoff. Chase Morrow is Johnny on the spot, and that sets up Threckle again. This time another pass. It's Air Threckle tonight, hooking up with Austin Durbin. All South Shelby all the time as the Cardinals win, going away in this one 48-8, and that means, oh my goodness, what a showdown we will have in the state quarterfinals in Class 1A. Westran awaits the same team that ended South Shelby season last year. Zane Jacoby, the same guy who did it, he had 5 touchdowns tonight in shutting down Marceline. However, I want to point out last year, in that game. Trace Windsor got hurt, didn't play very much of it, so a healthy Trace Windsor we think will make a huge difference. Can't wait for that game next Friday. I get that one, Will. I'm calling it right now, Sports Director Edick. And give Monroe City a lot of credit tonight. They were in a pretty much no-win situation. They were playing Buster Douglas to Mike Tyson tonight. They gave a great accounting of themselves against Valley Catholic, but fell short and saw their season dashed 56-18. Again, a really good year for Monroe City. It's just unfair fighting Valley Catholic. They're just that darn good. Win number 27 in a row, by the way, for the Warriors. How about the Macon Tigers taking the road trip tonight to Orchard Farm in Class 3A? District 5 action tonight. Early on, it looked pretty good right here for Macon and Christian Thrasher, who looked like he might have a pick six on his hands to set the tone early against Orchard Farm. Unfortunately, what goes around comes around for Macon in this game. The passing attempt right there by Aaron Brown is picked. And on his rumble, this kid's just a heck of a player. That is Armand Kelly, and he is really, or Keeley, I should say, really good. Getting some Division I looks, we're told. Pick six interception, set the tone. It was 14-0, actually. Check that, 21-0 at one point in favor of Orchard Farm. Macon gets a couple of touchdowns to make it a closer game, but unfortunately Macon's fine season comes to an end by the final count of 21-14. And now let's kick it over to my man, Will Wilson.
Some soccer action right now. QU trying to make it to the GLVC title game on the pitch tonight at Legends Field. They'd be taking on Lewis, who they needed extra time with during the regular season. Would history repeat itself? Let's go to the highlights. We'll take you to the first half in this one. And Quincy, they would be on the attack early. This one's going to ding right off the post, as you could hear that. We'd head to the second half. Lewis going to be on the attack in this one. But Drew Duncan didn't face many shots, but when he did, he was stellar. Knocks that one away, and we'd still remain scoreless as we'd head to the second half. Taylor Reese comes back in after taking a little breather on the bench, and look at this shot. Almost goes in. Beautiful save right there from the Lewis keeper. We'd head to overtime after that. QU just on the attack, and X, he's going to give it to you right here. Mr. Dokai ends it for QU. Beautiful shot from just outside the 18 right there. He is pumped. Look at him and Reese running down the sidelines, going over to the fans. They were loud all game. They get it done 1-0 tonight over Lewis. Sunday, GLVC championship game. They'll be taking on University of Indianapolis. Let's head across. We'll take you to the women's score. Actually, excuse me. They get it done today over Missouri S&T, and the Hawks lose. Their season comes to an end. They lose 4-3 in penalty kicks, but a great season for the Hawks. They built some momentum today in penalty kicks again today. Thought they were going to get it done, but unfortunately they lose 4-3. A great season for them. Let's take you to some more highlights. Across the river we go. Culver Stockton men in the playoffs for the first time since 1999, taking on Benedictine in this one. Cats down 2-0 with 24 to play. How about Santiago Durac with a little kiss off the post right there? That one goes in. It cuts the deficit to 2-1 at that point, and here come the Cats. They would just keep the pressure on. Penalty restart right here. How about the rebound from Thomas Cooper? It's just going to fall right in his lap, and he's going to bury it. Far corner, upper 90. Beautiful looking shot right there. That would tie this game at 2. We would head to penalty kicks. That was the theme today. Penalty kicks all over the place. All the fans on the hill, they're pumped after that. And PKs, here we go. Mackenzie Northern, he'd be first up to bat for Culver. Buries that one on the left side. Nice looking shot from him. Put a little heat on that one as well. Thomas Cooper, he'd be up. No problem for him as he puts that one in the corner right there. And then goalkeeper Richard Balak, he's going to come up with a huge save right there. Diving stop for him. He's pumped up about it. And then Culver, they would make an end to it right here. Patrick Stoop can act like he's walking away, come up, bury that one right in the corner. And then Kevin Urbach, he's going to have the golden goal in the shootout. You're going to see it coming up right here. Him with the nice flow going on his hair right there. Throws that one in the back of the net. It's over right there, 3-2. They win it in PKs. They're going to be taking on top seed Missouri Valley in the championship game. The Culver Stockton women also victorious today in PKs as well. The Lady Cats play to a 0-0 tie during regulation and then go to PKs to win it. They'll move on to the title game. And in the AMC soccer tournament, the HLGU women fall to Missouri Baptist 4-0. Sorry about that one, Molly. And also the QU men, they were over in Champaign today. They lose by a final score of 91-62. We're going to have those highlights for you tomorrow on Overtime. Let's pass it over to Chris to finish up with some scores.
Yeah, those highlights, unfortunately, coming a little late tonight from our friends from Champaign. I tell you what, there were some really nice highlights tonight despite that final score from the Hawks. We'll show you those, as we'll mention, coming up tomorrow on Overtime. Other scores to mention, John Wood with a win tonight, taking out Kennedy King 64-57, the pride of Illini West. Brody Gronwald leading the way in that one with 20 points. In women's basketball, for the first time this season, the Culver-Stockton Lady Wildcats taste defeat. This is at home tonight against Kansas Wesleyan. Final count in that one was 75-68. We do not yet have a final on the men's game for Culver-Stockton. We'll get you that on the website coming up tonight. As Will mentioned, huge overtime coming up tomorrow. We've got 3 Illinois playoff games we need to bring you, including Illini West versus Athens. Quincy Notre Dame renewing hostilities with Rochester, as Will told you about at 6. And, of course, a big one is Central ties to hand Arcola. Its first loss of the season on the road. We'll hope for 3 winners. Don't know what we're going to get there, but it should be a fun day nevertheless. Plus, we'll have highlights from Quincy University versus Truman. Quincy University looking for magical win number 7th and sole possession of 2nd place in the GLVC. Also, the Canton soccer team on the road to Bell tomorrow. We've got highlights of that coming your way and lots of goodies as well. I tell you what, 30 minutes may not be enough for us tomorrow, but we're going to try to make it work for you as best we can. Should be a fun day. We'll see you then on Overtime, 10:30 right here. All the local sports you can handle and more. Will and I will have them for you. Have a great weekend, everybody.